before Canada was a nation, before electricity lit our homes, before cars filled our streets, a small group of believers gathered together with a simple vision: to follow Jesus. In 1856, First Baptist Church Welland was born. What began as a small congregation would become a church that would outlive wars, economic depressions, cultural revolutions, and generations of change. The year was 1856. The Crimean War was ending. The telegraph was still new technology. Canada did not yet exist. In the growing canal community of Meriton, Reverend S. Pritchard and a group of believers established First Baptist Church. Life was hard, yet amid a rapidly changing world, a church was planted. Not simply a building, but a family. World War I, the Great Depression, World War II. Families gathered in churches like First Baptist to pray for loved ones overseas. The sanctuary became a place of hope during difficult times. 100 years after its founding, First Baptist moved to its current location in the 1950s. The church intentionally positioned itself to reach the heart of the city. What stood before them was more than a new building. It was a renewed commitment to future generations. The decades that followed brought tremendous cultural change. Methods changed, music changed, programs evolved, but the message remained the same: Jesus Christ is Lord.
Yeah, first time I attended here was with Christine. We were just dating at the time. It was September the 16th. I was asked to preach for 2 weeks. And that was 2001. It was just a few days after 9/11. And then proceeded to preach all the way to Christmas until I put my name in as a candidate for the pastoral position. And then I was hired on June the 10th, 2002 to be the pastor. So I've been here almost 24 years now. Wow, I would say that it was certainly a church that was in decline. There were not many people here. It was an older congregation. Anybody under 40 was really very few at all. And but at the same time, they had a good spirit where they loved the Lord. And I knew they wanted to do whatever God wanted them to do to move forward, to grow as a family. So that was pretty good.
Yeah. There were only 2 other families with young kids, but everyone who was here was super welcoming and friendly.
That was the McMeekins and the Laurents, right?
Oh, and the Topolinsky.
And the Topolinsky.
So 3 families.
Yeah, 3 families, yeah.
Yes. There are so many favorite memories. I have some special memories of going with the ladies to our girls' get-togethers and having lots of laughs with the ladies.
I would say one of the favorite memories is baptizing Brielle, infant dedication of Lauren's children. Those things are highlight in my life because they're personal family things, but overall just seeing Jesus at work here, despite who I am and who we are, that he's doing some really cool things here. All the glory to him.
I don't really have a favorite memory, but every Sunday I look forward to come to church. It's because I like talking to my brothers and sisters here in FBC. I like to see their faces. I like to see the little kids running on the aisle during when they are being called for their Sunday school. All those little things, it's really nice to see that there's really the presence of Jesus in this place.
For me, I believe it's the young kids. It's so uplifting to me to see little ones being taught about Jesus. That is something I find that FBC always had a strong ministry in since I was a teenager coming to this church.
Right away, the deacons at that time, I remember Dave Leach and Jeff Hopkins. Dave Leach, I'm not sure what he did as a profession, but he was the Sunday school superintendent, and Jeff Hopkins was a deacon. And so Dave Leach, he asked me about teaching Sunday school. I, through that, like Cheryl Cook, when she was, what was it, Survivor Camp or something like that, she started learning, and that's how she came to Christ. It was through this teaching at Sunday school that I was learning even more, which was really kind of cool. And it was very intense. I learned all the books of the Bible quickly and stuff like that. It was fun. Taught the little kids. I did fun things. Yeast. How the Lord hates the leaven of the rabbis and the Sadducees and the Pharisees. And so I was explaining to the students what yeast is. So we made bread. And I drove the congregation of FBC crazy because there was all this smell of bread being cooked.
Yeah, being at this church has, it helped me reconnect my faith with God, right? As a young person. And throughout the years as I grew up and, went from being a little junior high, senior high, young adult, and failing time and time again throughout that process, right? The roller coaster of loving God and then, kind of stepping back and doing it again and again and again and all of these other things. And so I think this church has helped me develop my faith. I think it's beautiful, the fact that in this building, all over the place, the signs outside, the signs in here, the fact that we make it all about Jesus is essential.
I loved being a part of Survivor Camp, like for the first year. That was great for getting to know how they run camps and stuff.
I don't have a particularly favorite memory, but I think if there were to come a time when I'm 500 years old and I'm not able to attend church, I think all my memories of being here would be my favorite memories, because there's always something each time where you interact with someone here, because it's such a family-oriented place that you always have a positive interaction with the other congregants, and I think there's just so many memories that I don't even have a favorite.
First Baptist Church Welland, happy anniversary! 170 years of ministry in the town of Welland. Praise the Lord. We came to FBC Welland back in 2003, which is arrived from Mexico. Everything was very new, but we knew that we needed a church. And so we started to go to FBC Welland, and there we met Pastor Rene, who welcomed us from the moment we arrived with open arms, and Christine, his wife. As we got to know the group a little longer, and as we got to know the congregants, and as we started to feel a home We eventually became members, and not only members, but as well, the church gave me, personally speaking, opportunities for ministry. And my ministry started in Canada through the Spanish church that Pastor Rene and the leaders back in those days gave us the opportunity to do under the umbrella of FBC Welland. My most favorite memory from FBC Welland back in the day is it was the first survivor camp that we put in place right in the areas of the church. And so we use the sanctuary as our auditorium, the gym as the cafeteria, and the grounds around the church as our camping grounds. Fun, great memories.
Over 170 years, thousands of lives have been touched through this church. 26 pastors, thousands of stories, countless prayers, and one faithful God. The story of First Baptist Church is ultimately the story of God working through ordinary people across extraordinary generations. Today, the world moves faster than ever. Technology changes daily. Culture continues to evolve. Yet the mission remains unchanged: to come to Jesus, to grow in Jesus, to share Jesus.
It's all about Jesus.
It's all about Jesus.
It's all about Jesus.
It's all about Jesus.
FBC Welland, it's all about Jesus.